Okay, here we go. This is 3.2 Geometry Properties of Parallel Lines. We're starting on the back page of your notes here, looking at example 1, where we need to find the measure of all of the angles, and we're only given one of those angle measures. This one right here is 115 degrees. So it doesn't really matter where we start here. I'm going to go ahead and say I know that the measure of angle 2 is equal to 115 degrees. How do I know it? Because those are corresponding angles. All right, corresponding angles are congruent. I'm just going to shorthand that. Corresponding angles are congruent. So I know that 115 and angle 2 are congruent. All right, so this is 115 degrees. Put that in there. What else can we say? How about the measure of angle 3? How would we know what that angle would be? Well, that would also be 115 degrees. How do we know it? Because this would be alternate interior angles, right? If this were the transversal right here, this is on the inside and they are on opposite or alternate sides of the transversal. So I know that the measure of angle 3 is also 115 degrees because alt interior angles are congruent. All right, what else can I say? If I know that angle 3 is 115 degrees, well, I can also say that I know the measure of angle 6 because these would be same side interior angles. Same side interior angles are not congruent, right? This one's angle 3 is clearly obtuse and angle 6 is clearly acute. So these are not congruent, but if we look on the other side of our note, we know that same side interior angles are supplementary. So angle 6 we can find by just doing 180 minus 115 and we get 65 degrees because same side interior angles are supplementary. Okay? All right, what else can we do? Let's see. We can use that same theorem for number 5 or for measure of angle 5 because this 115 here and angle 5, those are also same side interior angles, so they will also add up to 180, which would make the measure of angle 5 65 degrees. And let's see, measure of angle 1, we already know from angle 6 that the measure of angle 6 is 65 degrees, and angle 1 and angle 6 are corresponding. So the measure of angle 1, sorry, this is the same definition here. The measure of angle 1 is 65 degrees, and I know that because corresponding angles are congruent. Okay. All right, moving on. You probably saw this coming, but we're going to use our knowledge of these theorems to solve some equations and find the missing measures. Okay, so number 2, find the measure of each angle indicated. So what we need to look at here is, all right, well, what kind of angle pairs are these? All right, well, they're both on the interior and they're on the same side of the transversal. And so these are going to be supplementary angles. So all we have to do to find this is do 180 minus 114 and we get 64. So the measure of this angle is 64 degrees. All right. And just as a quick reminder, I'm going to just bounce over to the other page. We look at these. So the first one corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles, those are all congruent. The only one that's different, and that's why I put that little asterisk by it, the only one that's different is same side interior angles, and those are supplementary. And hopefully we can just recognize that that's true. Okay, or at least that they're not congruent, because clearly this is obtuse and this is clearly acute, so they are definitely not congruent. All right, whereas these, for example 3, these certainly both look to be about the same measure. And now that we know that these are parallel lines and this is the transversal, well, we know that the theorem would state that these have to be congruent. So we just need to set up this equation. 8x plus 14 is equal to 102. And then we just solve for x here. Subtract 14 on both sides. Keep these separated. We'll drop down the 8x on the left side, and 102 minus 14 is 88. And divide by 8, you're left with 1x is equal to 11. All right, and for example 3, that's all we need to do. We just need to circle that, and then we're done. Just pay attention on the practice problems, whether or not we're solving for x or finding the measure of the angle that's indicated. All right, it says you try, but this one's a little bit different, so I'm going to just go through this one for you guys. First, we need to recognize what kind of angle pairs they are. Well, this is the interior in here, so this is exterior and exterior, and they are on alternate or opposite sides of the transversal. So this would be alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are congruent. So we're just going to set these up equal to each other. 54 plus 3x. So we're going to need to factor this out because this is a quadratic. So the first step we need to do is set this equal to 0. And we do not want to subtract x squared because we don't want to have a negative x squared. We want to go ahead and subtract all of this out and set the right side equal to 0. All right, this will all cancel out. This will be equal to 0. And I'll be left with x squared. Ooh, there we go, x squared. And I'm going to just put this in the right order. Minus 3x minus 54 is equal to 0. And now we just go ahead and factor this out. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to equal negative 54 and add up to negative 3. So we know the signs are going to be different. Let's start with that. Oop, that's not a good looking plus sign. There we go. So what two numbers multiply to negative 54, add up to negative 3? I'm thinking negative 9 and positive 6. All right, now we basically have two different equations that equal 0. X minus 9 is equal to 0, and x plus 6 is equal to 0. So we're basically using the opposite. What number minus 9 equals 0? Well, that would equal positive 9. And then what number plus 6 equals 0? That would equal negative 6. All right, so our values of x are positive 9 and negative 6. All right, last problem here. Okay, so how can we solve this problem here? Okay, well, we need to recognize that these are parallel lines. And so if we can just kind of imagine these lines extending out, these are going to be our transversals. Okay, so we can say that we've got x's and y's. So we can say that because these lines are parallel and this is our transversal, that these would be same side interior angles. So if that is true, we can go ahead and set up an equation. This angle plus this angle have to add up to 180 degrees. So we can go ahead and solve that. And we can do the same thing here, right? These are also same side interior angles. So you can set up an equation here. 3y plus y plus 20 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and solve this. I'll solve for x here first. So we have 2x plus 1x. So we're combining like terms first. I'm left with 3x minus 12 is equal to 180. I'm going to go ahead and get this variable term by itself. So I'm going to add 12 on both sides. And I'm left with 3x is equal to 192. And last step, go ahead and divide both sides by 3, and you're left with x is equal to 64. And to solve for y, again, combine like terms first. 4y plus 20 is equal to 180. Subtract 20 on both sides. You're left with 4y is equal to 160. And last step, divide by 4 on both sides. You're left with positive 1y is equal to 40. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Good luck on the practice problems.